very, very disappointed. Crowd was amazing. The atmosphere was ridiculous. Just very, very disappointed with our performance in the second half. Defense, they shot 70% from the field. Everything was at the rim. We start fouling again. Weren't able to get out in transition because they were standing at the free throw line while we were taking the ball out of the net. I thought, number one, Caleb Foster was a game changer in the second half. We really, really struggled to keep him out of the paint. Obviously, so much of our focus is on number 12, and we didn't do a good job of our one-on-one defense. They really attacked us off the middle pick and roll, and we had to do a much better job than we did. So our guys were in the locker room. I come in and I address the team all the time, and I have my bullet points that I want to get across, and I talk about the path forward and what's coming up over the next couple of days, because I really think this is a crucial point of our season. It's as much adversity as we faced since we came together on June 5th. The cohesiveness of our team, not splintering, sticking together, staying with the process, and having a couple great days of preparation. So really, really important couple of days. As I began to address the team, Javon Hadley, Ryan Conwell, Kobe Rogers, and I could go on. They did all of the talking, and what they said was extremely encouraging, because player-led teams are way more powerful, way better than coach-led teams. So I, as their coach, have to do a better job of putting them in better positions in the second half. Really, really hurt us in the middle of the floor. We were undisciplined. We didn't play with poise. We fouled too much, and they got disjointed on the offensive end. Credit Duke. Credit Duke. I thought, in the second half, they took it right to us, punched us in the mouth, and when true adversity hit, we didn't respond.
Questions for Coach Kelsey?
What kind of changes could you have made on the?
Yeah, we just had to do a better job. Like in the we handled it very, very well in the first half. They weren't near as aggressive attacking. So much of our focus was, was on number 12, was on Loser, and Caleb Foster really, really just put his head down and got in the paint. He's a really good player, but we got to do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, through one-on-one defense and out of the pick and roll. So we'll be better. Obviously, we learned a tough lesson in front of 20,000 people, or whatever the hell the attendance was. It's a tough lesson to learn, and I'm very, very disappointed, because this could have been a great, great night, especially after how the first half went. So we got to respond better, and we will.
Coach, just in terms of the pick and roll coverage, is it a situation where it's, is it the structure of what you were trying to do? Is it a need for a change and adjust in how you're handling the screen roll?
Yeah, we could have probably should have changed our coverage more. We didn't execute the one we were in very well. They were doing a good job of running out with number 3 in the guard pick and rolls, and with 12 set and pick and rolls, he's obviously going to be the number 1 pick in the draft for a reason. He leads them in scoring, rebounding, assists, and steals. Terrific passer out of the pick and roll. And then when we started getting aggressive with it toward the end of the game, they were able to get it out of the ball screen, got it in the paint, played a little 2-man game with the big. So we needed to do a better job with that. And then we got a guard without fouling. There was just too many times in the second half where unintelligent fouls that we keep working on cleaning up, and we have to continue to.
That obviously you guys are gonna shoot threes. How do you kind of balance a second half where, you made
Yeah.
10 in the first, but yeah, in terms of still trying to attack and get to the rim and get maybe good kickouts or something like that, good 3 points?
Yeah, our offense wasn't good enough in the second half either. We weren't able to get in a rhythm. Our screening actions weren't, in the first half, we were phenomenal in our screening stuff. Like, they were doing a good job of trying to top block our guys. We were getting in multiple screening actions, screening physically, creating rays of light for our shooters. We were really, really in a rhythm. And credit Duke in the second half, we were able to do that.
Hey Coach, Duke was switching up its coverages a fair bit throughout the game. What layers of difficulty do you think that added?
I'm sorry, say it again?
Duke was switching up its coverages a fair bit throughout the game. What layers of difficulty do you think that added?
Yeah, their off-ball defense, they were being extremely physical. Oh, sorry about that. I was supposed to have that with me. They off the ball, they were being physical in the first half. They were really trying to force us toward the basket, but we were handling it well. Really got after us, and we wanted to put foul pressure on them and drive the ball. We only had, I don't know how many assists we had in the second half, but it wasn't many. I don't feel like we shared the ball. There wasn't a lot of ball movement. We didn't have a lot of rhythm. It wasn't good enough.
Dusty.
Coach, how important was Ollie stepping up the way that he did early on today?
He got clean looks in the first half and knocked him down. It really, it really got us going.
As far as Michael being out, what kind of impact does this team need to obviously have with him being out for maybe another day? Or what does that look like for you guys as you guys continue to try and, I guess, rally around?
Yeah, we have 13 guys on scholarship for a reason. I've said this every single time I'm ever asked this. There's no excuses and no explanations. It's next man up. We have to figure it out with the guys that are healthy. Michael's dying to be out there. He's working his absolute tail off in his rehab. We're hoping sooner than later he'll be out there, but he's dying to be out there with his teammates. We're looking forward to getting him back, but until then, whenever that is, hopefully it's in the next game. If it's not, the game after. Who knows when it is? The guys that are healthy and that are out there right now, we have to be better, and we will be.
Eric.
When you look at a second half defense like that, it's not, I don't want to say effort, because I think guys are playing hard, but how do you evaluate it when you take a look at it? Is it something you can change structurally, schematically, or is it just a matter of, a lot of it's just buckle down and do it? Where do you think that is?
Yeah, there's always that part of it, like, do we do better? But then there's always, you have to be able to change your scheme. And we try to make some different adjustments, and they exploit it in the end. But we just have to be better, both in the adjustments we make and then the execution of it.
Coach, 14 turnovers, 13 assists. In the second half of the game, Duke was very physical at the point of attack. We saw some guys lose their handle, mishandle the ball. It's kind of a two-part question. First of all, do you think that was just more fatigue or having to play a lot in the half court? And secondly, I know there's a couple of guys sitting out. Would there be any thought to a couple of guys redshirting, including London Johnson, who just came in at the semester? Would there be any thought to playing him at all this year?
No, there's no thought to that right now. First part of your question was what again?
Was it fatigue in the second half, playing too many minutes?
No, you're always going to credit your opponent and credit the defense. I think they did a good job at disrupting us, deflecting the ball. Number 6, he's been around for a long time. He's probably the best I've ever seen at deflecting and touching the ball. If I'm not mistaken, he was like defensive BCC player there a couple years ago when he was at Syracuse for a reason. He's got an uncanny knack for touching the ball and deflecting the ball, but it wasn't just him, it was all of them. We were able to get loose and get free in the first half off the screening actions. I call them rays of light, getting easy looks, and man, I didn't feel like we had any of them, but we didn't play connected, and that's indicative of the assist total. We need to share it better and get into a better rhythm offensively through executing better.
Coach, it feels like on any given night, a different Duke player can be the star of Duke's game. Does that make them at all a difficult team to prepare for?
Well, they're good, and they're talented. We're good, and we're talented. I mentioned, number one, Caleb Foster really stepped up in the second half and gave them a huge boost, and we had a heck of a time keeping them out of the lane and keeping them away from the rim. But there's no doubt, they're talented. They're very good, but so are we.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Coach.